Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sheep Get Sheared Podcast, home of people, politics, and popular culture. I'm your host, Austin Creed. I want to welcome you to the show. So recently, I've been spending some time away from my normal routine. And, it's really interesting to me when, I don't know if you're anything like me, but if you've ever been taken out of your element, your philosophy, your approach on life can be difficult to insert into every circumstance when you're outside your normal element. Because you can often get ambushed by things you wouldn't expect. You can get ambushed by situations, by people, by even circumstances from your past that can make it difficult to continue forward onto the path that you have been walking on for the last couple months, weeks, even years. If you're anything like me, you found yourself at a crossroads. Every so often, there's a crossroads and a fork in the proverbial road. This proverbial cross or fork in the road, the left will lead to your mind, to the logical choice, and the right will lead to your heart, an emotional choice. Now, I'm here to tell you from personal experience that emotional decisions will often feel right in the moment, but they often lead you down a path of short-term thinking and often toward a dead end, or even worse, off a cliff. On the left, you'll think, but you'll feel as though you made the wrong choice. But in the long run, you'll think to yourself, I made the good long-term choice. It didn't always feel good, but I made the smart long-term choice that led me to a better situation. My friends, what I just described is taking the safe route versus taking the route that is least traveled. In the current world we live in, the traditional ways are not always the right. In a law class that I took this last semester, one of my teachers brought up a really interesting point, and he used to be a judge. He's been a lawyer for years, one of the smartest men that I've met. And he brought up how tradition is often there, and not many people question it. If you ask someone, why is X, Y, or Z a tradition? A lot of people can't tell you why. They just know that it's a tradition. That's why in Rick and Morty, for example, Rick says, well, traditionally, traditions are an idiot thing. Obviously his statement is a little more provocative, but the result is the same. I believe the untraditional route to be the one that is most livable. You're able to actually live it out every day. Living for an idealistic perspective will only lead to despair, self-loathing, and disappointment, in my opinion. Now, that's not meant to say you don't hold yourself to a high standard. However, let me ask you something. How often do you get down on yourself? How often do you think to yourself, man, I did that wrong, or I'm really disappointed in myself? How often do you find yourself being your own worst critic? Well, my friends, if that's you, well, you're not alone, but you have a choice. Do you want to continue down that road, or do you want to say, hey, I'm going to be a little more realistic with my goals so that I can accomplish them? Then I could set new ones. Just like Flynn Rider said in Tangled, he said, when he and Rapunzel are having a conversation about dreams, and she says, well, what happens if my dream comes true? And he says, well, that's the best part, I guess. You get to make a new dream. And my friends, a lot of you have not experienced that. I've experienced it on a minor scale, but I want you to experience this too. Now, I know some of you might think I'm full of it. I'm just here to make a buck, whatever it is. You know what? You can think what you want, and you're entitled to your opinion. But I want to give you this game for free because this can change your life. Do you have a philosophy that you want to follow that's not traditional, that maybe it's a little off the beaten path, you're afraid to branch out, be yourself, don't be afraid to be yourself. There are people out here who are very unapologetically themselves. And even though a lot of them I completely disagree with, I respect their ability to say, hey, I know who I am, and I'm not going to apologize for it. I respect that. It's very respectable, by the way. But my friends, if you have an untraditional mindset, if you're trying to bring together the hot and the cold of philosophic ideas, or if you just want to live and be who you are and stop having to justify, be defensive, or apologize for who you are, or because you think other people want you to be a certain way. I care about people's future. I care about your future. I don't care about the haters' future. I would like to think that they will wake up to see that hating gets you nowhere, but loving people and wanting them to be better can lead them to places beyond their wildest imagination. That's what being a biblical bachelor is all about. It's about living the realistic mindset, living in a way that is best for you, but so that then you're able to take people along with you who want to take the same step forward. And that's what I want for you. My friends, life is a marathon, and I see too many people trying to live their life like a sprint, trying to make a quick buck, trying to make results happen quick, trying to get in shape fast, make money fast. This is not how life works, my friends. And if it is, you're either doing something illegal, unethical, to the wildest extreme, or you're doing something that's going to hurt you in the long run to the point where you have a net deficit, not a net positive. My friends, I'm not trying to sit here and tell you who you should be or what you should do. I'm just one man who's trying to speak from his soul, speak from his heart to help you make better choices than I have made. Every day I wake up and I think to myself, how can I help other people today? How can I share with other people what I wish I had been told? Or what came to me? Not because this is about me, but because I want to help you. It's sad to me when I look at people who are just in it for a quick buck and who are just there to make money. Of course, money's great. Everybody needs money to live. I have very high monetary goals in my life. But I will never try to make money off of screwing somebody over. I would never want someone to do that to me. And part of being a biblical bachelor is following the golden rule, saying that I want to treat other people the way I want them to treat me. So why would I treat someone else like crap if I don't want to be treated like crap? My friends, if you have an untraditional idea, a philosophy, I encourage you to start your own podcast, start your own YouTube channel, start your own blog or vlog or whatever you want. That's what I did. Because I love talking about being a biblical bachelor and doing what I'm doing out here. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to like what I do. And I encourage you to try to find a hypocrisy in my message because you won't find one. But my friends, I want to encourage you to take the step. Content creation is where the game is at. I've never been happier in my life than doing this show. And that's partially because of your help and your assistance in the show and listening to the show and giving me feedback and everything, which I love. But even if nobody listened to the show, I would still do it. My friends, I want you to be able to live unapologetically who you are. Now, you need to be aware that most people will not like you for it. This is an unavoidable fact of reality. But you should not let that sway you. You should not let the opinions of others sway you. If anything, they should encourage you. Never let the haters be a reason why you should be a have-not in life. My friends, I want to encourage you every time you step forward to that fork in the road between making a logical decision and an emotional decision. I want to encourage you to make the logical one, because the emotional one will lead you down the path of immediate gratification and eventual despair, versus the one on the left will take you down the road of fulfillment and not excitement. But that is how you win in the long run, is playing the long game, not the quick game for a quick buck. You don't sprint the marathon, you run it. You walk it sometimes, but you keep moving forward. My friends, I hope this encouraged you today. God bless you. God bless America. I'm out. Peace.